My name is Calvince Moda. I'm the chairperson of Swiss Slums Integrators Mathare CBO. This is a community-based organization in Mathare. So Mathare is one of Nairobi's largest informal settlements, where people who live there have a lot of challenges like poverty, insecurity, and high rate of unemployment, leading people to live with the low living standard. At least people in this community cannot manage to survive in a day or use at $1 per day. So they live below the minimum living standards in. Okay, despite having poor infrastructure, people in the community, we also have a problem with waste management. Poor waste disposal system, poor drainage system. We also have a poor disposal of waste. At least the community the community members are unable to live because the lack of proper dumping sites or holding sites for the waste. So waste are being thrown each and every place. So we have that challenge of waste management. We also have the challenge of poor sanitation, where we don't have enough sanitation facilities to accommodate the community members. In such cases, now the community members resort now to throw waste or to use the riparian areas as their defecation points. So after the demolitions and floods, at least the community members were removed forcefully from where they were living, leading to them to overcrowd in the remaining spaces of the community, leading to overcrowding. And that affected them mentally because they did not have peace of mind to do their own things at their own time in their own way because lack of enough spaces. Also during the demolitions, there were poor sanitation came in because many toilets, many sanitation facilities were within the riparian space. So after the demolition of the toilets, people now become succumbing to high level of waste disposal in the riparian zones, leading them not to afford the sanitation facilities in the community that were remaining. So those were the challenges that accrued, and at least now we found that the mental health of people, because the sanitation facilities that were demolished, the houses that were demolished, those were the livelihoods of those people. Now if your livelihood is taken away from you, that means you cannot focus, you become stressful, and that leads to the mental health instability. So many people succumb to mental health instability because of their livelihoods, and poor water also came in because now after the demolitions, these pipes were destroyed, and now the sewer lines connected directly to the pipes, leading to diseases like cholera, which made the parents not to focus on things because now their children or people are becoming sick, and that thing affected each and every person mentally. The mental health, the types of mental health that we have experienced after the flooding and demolitions, one is depression. People have succumbed to depression because their livelihoods were taken away from them. They cannot focus in their lives if they cannot receive what they used to get in their daily lives. So their living standards has gone down, and to get back to where you were before, it is not hard. So many people succumb to depression. Other people also have this anxiety. They don't know what to do. Now they become more depressed, and they don't know they've lost contact even with themselves. And another thing, the young people have now, because of these things, the things that are affecting our community, these young people now succumb to get into drug abuse. They use drugs as a form of saying that they are relieving stress. But so that is also one type of the mental health disorder, drug abuse. Many people succumb to use drugs, leading them to get into criminal activities, and they're making them lose contact with themselves. Yeah. And also we have the bipolar. People now, after the flooding and demolition, you can now not dictate the mood of someone because they are moodless. You find somebody is not even focusing, they have lost contact with themselves, they have lost hope in their life. So they cannot get into their feet because of this type of mental health issues. So at least now we have come to realize that our community, many people, including young people, children, and the elderly, they are suffering from the mental health issues that accrue due to the environmental degradation that was led like flooding. Stigmatization is one of the major problems people from the informal settlements face, because people are being sidelined according to their mental health condition. People fail to understand that these conditions are just the normal health conditions. So they sideline those people saying that they are mad people. But actually they are not mad people, they are only having mental health conditions. So stigmatization also makes people not to seek medical advice, because when they start experiencing the mental health condition like depression and anxiety, they don't want to seek more help because they say that they are good, because people believe that if people know that they have such mental health problems, they cannot be within the community. People believe that those people, they don't deserve to live with them in the same community. They should be taken to the mental health facilities. But these are normal people that we should acknowledge and live with them in the same community. So the coping mechanisms which the community members adopt are: one, some say that when they have the mental health stresses, they listen to music, at least it helps them calm down. Others say that they tend to sleep, to have a lot of sleep, so that when they wake up, they find that those mental health problems have reduced. So people tend to cope with different types of mechanisms. So in the community, we have people who are really motivated, who have come up with very good ideas that they normalize these things so they don't give them stress. Some normalize these mental health issues, at least they say these things are normal. And other coping mechanisms, some resort to use drugs. A lot of drug abuse come in as one of, some people say if they have mental health issues, if they have stress, the only thing that can cool the stress down is the use of drugs and alcohol, which is a very bad coping mechanism. Some also cope, they say their coping mechanism is when they have stresses, at least they find somebody to talk with. At least when they share their problems, they feel that their mental health has been destabilized because they get to talk to others. So that's why we have come up with programs that help the community to reduce these mental health problems. Okay, Swift Slums Integrators Mathare have managed to come up with a lot of programs that can relate to the mental health issues. At least we have tried to come out with activities or programs. At least we have tried to come up with activities or programs that help people calm down and share what they face in life. So first, we have the urban farming. The urban farming is a safe space where people believe that when we come to do the farming, at least we find time to interact with each other. At least somebody can share whatever he or she is going through in life and find solution at that place. So that is one of the safe spaces for mental health in our community. We also have the Jijue program, which is a teenage mentorship program for young girls. We try to bring these girls into these programs, like the community kitchen where they come and serve children and prepare meals for these children.
I'm Onyango Vincent from Swift Slum Integrators Mathare. I'm in charge of mental health, but being on a Sunday, I'll take you through this. We normally have a community kitchen program where we feed over 200 kids, which I believe helps reduce malnutrition and hunger cases. With us are some young teenagers who assist in meal preparation. Thank you. As an organization, being on a Sunday, kids were always idle on the streets, like they were sitting on the streets. So it was wise for us that we saw they were lacking meals and maybe engage them in an activity that will take their time. Yeah, thank you. Of course, lack of food affects education at large. This is because, let's say, you're hungry, you don't have meals, or maybe at home you hunger striked. You cannot go on books with the empty stomachs. So we feed. Okay, so per Sunday, that's in a week, we feed over 200 kids and serve them their meals. Okay, the funds that we acquire meals through mainly are from our own pockets.
The urban farming also, they come and prepare land for farming. So these programs, under the GGUA program, which is the Girl Child Mentorship Program, which is of teenagers between the age of 15 to 19. At least these young girls, we are trying to bring them to the community where they understand that they are useful people in the community and they can help in whatever ways they can. We try to at least come up with ideas that can help them to run their lives in their daily lives. So we also have the mental health programs, which we work on weekly basis. At least we have a day where we set to meet with people in the community so that they share the experiences of their lives and whatever they are going through in their lives. At least they are trying to come up with ideas of how we can help each other when in terms of these mental health issues. We also have a program of peace and security, which also relate directly into mental health. At least these people, they come in and try to learn about the security of this space, because without peace and security, our mental health cannot be stable. So that is one of the programs that we at least try to tackle. All these programs are working out in the community, and at least we are trying to see changes. Because as these children come here, at least we boost their confidence, we boost their immune system. They can now stand before people and address themselves in a positive way. So these programs, they really help people in this community. Okay, from my view, I think the community-based organization or other non-governmental organization can come up with flexible and adaptive programs that not only help the people in the community, but also empower them economically. So when these programs come to the community, they should also be empowering the community. Like one, our urban farming is not only a program of mental health, because if you empower somebody financially, you empower him mentally. At least we can get finances from these programs. Coming up with these programs, at least it helps us reduce the high rate of poverty. So we can come up with programs that the community-based organization can also come up with a platform where they share whatever they're facing in each and every group. At least they come together, they speak and talk. And also, the community-based organizations should be holding forums for mental health, at least for the community to understand that mental health is a basic need and should be addressed as such as the other basic needs. If I had the resources, the first thing I will do is to come up with programs that create employment to the young people. At least I know if they are empowered financially, they can now speak for their mental health stability. At least I understand that if we come up with this program, if I come up with such programs like tree planting, like urban farming, it will not only help the nature, but will also help them to get some finances. So that is the first thing I'll do. The second thing I'll do, I'll come up with activities such as placing pool tables where they can come and play games and interact with other people so that they cannot be separated or secluded or in isolation. That will improve their mental health stability. The third thing I will do is to come up with programs that are flexible and that meet the unique needs of these people, like the GGUA program, like the mental health programs, where we can come down and sit and interact with them so that they can share what they have in their experience in their daily lives, and at least we come up with solutions in such programs.